Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and in this video I want to show you how to make a paddle head pin. So this is what it will look like when you're done. And what's nice is it's very easy to turn paddle head pins into great little components for your jewelry pieces. As you see here in this finished pair of earrings, we have the little paddle head pins and the beads just sit right down on them. I was able to make a simple wire loop and then connect it to some chain to make a pair of earrings. So I'm going to make a paddle head pin using some sterling wire and also some plated wire and just talk to you a little bit about the differences. Let me start with the sterling wire. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to cut whatever length you want, which is really a nice advantage of working with just some bulk wire. So you can make it a 1 inch, a 2 inch, a 3 inch, whatever you need, and just cut a little piece off. Now make sure you have a nice clean cut at the base where you're going to be using your hammer. So you don't want it to necessarily be angled like this. You want a nice straight cut across. And you're going to need a bench block and a hammer. I'm using a chasing hammer, it's one of my very favorite hammers. Lay the piece of wire down on your bench block and try to make it as straight as possible. And then you're just going to begin hammering lightly the base of the piece of wire, the tip of it, and then increase your pressure. And you can see it's starting to flatten out. And the more you hammer, the more flat it becomes. And now what's nice is we could just leave it like this, so we do have that nice sleek paddle shape, or you can even walk your hammer up a little bit further, so have it resting again. And we're going to hammer a little bit more along the length of the wire. So you have an even longer paddle. So it's just a different look. You can really do whatever you want. Now that was with sterling wire, which was very easy to work with. And what's nice about it is you don't have to worry about a different color core. So that is a wonderful aspect of working with a solid metal wire, such as sterling. Over here I have a plated wire. This is a rose gold plate. And this one, you don't have to worry too much about the core as well, but it does have a little bit of a different color core, which I know is not going to show up here on camera. But I'm going to show you it's just as easy to hammer a plated wire. But what I do notice is it looks a little bit more dull when you do it. So if you look at this one, super shiny. And when you hammer a plated wire, it does look a little duller because you're hammering that plate. Now it didn't happen in this case, but it could happen if you hammer a lot. You could start to see a different color, which is the core, come through. So that's just something to keep in mind. So now let me just show you a quick comparison between the 22 gauge rose gold colored wire and the 20 gauge silver. So you can just see a slight difference there. And it is interesting that the artistic wire here did make a really nice, more rounded shape of the paddle head pin. Sometimes that just happens. Some wires act a little bit differently when you are creating the paddles. But it's a really nice, easy way of making a very unique component to add to your jewelry pieces. You can find other tutorials using wire for jewelry making at Beadaholique.com.